Good evening. Yeah. And various other things like that. How is everyone doing out there, chat? It feels like it has been a long time since we have been together here to experience whatever this is. Or anything else, for that matter. So, today we have the pleasure of playing Submerged. It's one of those games that pops up on Steam every so often, and I look at it and I think, that looks like it could be a nice, interesting sort of thing. Apparently it's a pseudo-exploration game. There are apparently some very minor puzzle elements to it, but some other people have referred to it as a walking simulator. It's kind of like, I'm not opposed to walking simulators. I do prefer that they do have some puzzle elements and some gameplay elements to them. But this one may very well tickle that scratch, as it were. And apparently it's quite short, only about 2 to 3 hours long, so we may be able to just blast on through it in one go. What do you say, chat? Are you looking forward to this? Anyone also got lags, chat? You shouldn't have any lags whatsoever, chat. There shouldn't be any. I shall quickly check that everything is going okay. No, the stream health is apparently absolutely a-okay on my end, so that means a good solid 5 meg up, so it may very well just be something on your end. I will quickly refresh my stream over here and see if it's live over there. Yep, again, everything seems to be absolutely fine, so I guess we'll just have to play through it and see what happens. We will, of course, be starting a new game, since I've never played this game before. Let's see if it's recognizing my controller. So far, I've got to say, I do like the soundtrack. It's nice, it's relaxed, it's mellow. It's kind of good. I like it. I'm also liking the aesthetic. It's the end of the world as we know it. But this is one of those games up on Steam which you would have thought would have had a lot of interest to it, because it's got one of those strong, independent female protagonists who don't need no gamer to play her. So it is time to do some walking, absolutely, chat. Do please, of course, let me know if the audio is okay. It should be reasonably balanced. I've done a few checks, but as always, the in-game result may be a little bit different to what actually gets broadcast on the stream. So if it's too loud, let me know. Though I can't imagine that this game is particularly reliant on very loud audio. As you can hear, it's quite relaxed. It's mellow. Relaxed and mellow gaming. A little safe port in a storm, as it were, given everything that's going on at the moment. Need no gamer to play her, so she plays herself. Perfect gamer for journos, then. Absolutely. Even games journalists should be able to handle this. There is a plot, but apparently the player has to unravel it, and it may very well mean different things to different people. So, let's see. Let's see how it rolls. Apparently its storytelling unfolds in a similar way to Two Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, a game which I enjoyed immensely. I've got this running at a nice solid 120 FPS, and apparently we are this strong female protagonist over here. Instantly, very sexist portrayal of women here. She is, as you can see, being displayed as some sort of caregiver here. That's very sexist stereotype of women being caring and nurturing and whatnot, so we're not off to a very good start, Submerged. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna pop my inner feminist out here just because I can. Can I place him inside the burner? I would imagine that's not the aim of the game. You don't want to rid yourself of the male influence on the world. Can't you see that the patriarchy has been smashed and we're back to nature? Surely the entirety of this game should now just be focused on destroying the last remnants of that evil, oppressive, male-dominated society. God damn it, I've been on the internet for far too long. Game is pretty. Yes, it is. So far, I've got to say I do very much enjoy the aesthetic. He has a hell of a gash. I'm pretty sure that's going to get infected and he will die. Unless we do something to save him. Okay. As we can see, the male character in those drawings being defined as a rectangle, females by the triangle, clearly sexist. The female portrayal being the triangle, often representative of the female genitalia, while the square representing the heteronormative appearance of a man, having to be square, having to be strong, having to have those tough edges. Again, it's not looking good for this game so far. There is a lot of very sexist stereotyping here, and totally not just one person reading far too much into it. So we must find something to stem Taku's bleeding. Well, that gash doesn't actually look like it's bleeding very much. It actually looks like it's kind of healing, actually, because it's got a scab on it, but okay then. We will go with it. Wow, that whale though. Do we have any controls? Ah, this was our story. So our story, the first 4 bits of our story anyway, is a home above the waves, a home with people above the waves, a family, quite clearly. I'm pretty sure that is supposed to be a representation of a man and a woman, because triangle and square, as we laid out, very sexist there. And a boy and a girl. This is where I'm getting the male and female from, the triangle and the square, and our character has pigtails, a very sexistly stereotypical female hairstyle there. Need something to stop the bleeding? How about the wraps that are flowing in the wind, dipshit? Absolutely, chat. That would be my first port of call. It's like, you're literally wearing this giant cloth belt thing. You could totally use that to stem the bleeding. It may be a little bit dirty, I would imagine, but if you've got absolutely nothing else to hand, then sure, why not? So what have we got? We've got the city's story. The city has no story thus far. Creatures? There are no creatures or landmarks thus far. None of these things exist. None of these things that one would consider to be landmarks. Like the 2 giant chimneys over there, which you would absolutely use. Yeah, I mean, that seems like a thing that you would absolutely reference as a landmark immediately. So let's continue ever onwards, shall we? To the boat. We get a cutscene of us getting into the boat. It's the end of the world and we still have time to make shell jewellery. It's very important. Ah yes, the tattered flag. Clearly that will do. You need to boat over and climb that building, Assassin's Creed style. Let's do it. Then we can drop on someone and assassinate them later. There's a whale over there. I want to go and say hi and assure it that I am not a whaling boat. Look at that. Quite pretty. I will say this game is immediately very aesthetically pleasing. That's a very unusual giant whale in that it has a dorsal fin. Ah, presumably that will be part of the creatures. Oh, so there's only 8 creatures in this game. Just like Pokemon, we have got to catch them all, it seems. Looks like one of the minigames from Nier Automata. I wouldn't know, I haven't played that game. But I am interested to go and see. So we've got, I'm trying to work out what exactly everything is on my compass up at the top of this game. We have a crate, which is not our objective by the looks of it. Although it does seem to be highlighting something over there, and we've got... I'm guessing that little marker there is for our base of operations. It would seem that, yes it is. It is in fact the sign for our base of operations. I'm very immediately captivated quite by the architecture here. I wish more cities IRL had these giant statues in them. I think it would make the world a much more aesthetic place. Now, let's see what this objective is here. Oh, this is a different tattered flag that we have to go and collect. From the Lyonese Hotel. Someone has instantly asked me, can I commit suicide by getting crushed by the whale? I don't know if this game has a fail state in it. Whoops. What was that? Ah! We have a map. Supplies, question mark, gathered supplies, secrets, and boat upgrades. There are 60 secrets. Okay, well clearly, we're going to have to catch this. How does one go about climbing buildings? Hold the A button and go for it. We are Assassin's Creeding this like absolute pros. It's very interesting for a world clearly, well, one thing I say clear. I'm not sure if it's entirely clear, but it's very interesting that some of these windows appear to have bullet holes in them. Perhaps that may very well be something that we discover later on as to what exactly caused the rather beautiful end of humanity here, which I'm totally all for. Let's go with that. Flowers, it would seem, are our indication of climbing points, much like the mysterious ropes left absolutely everywhere in every single Far Cry game ever. I hear movement in the water. I'm guessing our friendly whale has returned. Perhaps he is only on a track. Ooh, what is this? It's shiny. Is it a secret? Well, it looks like it. It's marked on the map, so I'm guessing it must be a secret. Okay, 1 of 60, a swirl. Okay, so that's part of the city's story is a swirl. Okay, well, I'm sure the abstract art will become clear in the end, perhaps, maybe. Let me just pop the oh, hang on. I want to just pop the there we go. The chat on top of everything so I can actually see it everything. Someone in chat is not enjoying the art style. How can you not be enjoying this art style? It's quite pretty, I will say. Very... not particularly complex, I would say. It is very simplistic, and some of these textures are quite low resolution. You can see getting in there, but I don't object to that. I like the overall feel of it. Clearly this is many years, I would say decades after the end of whatever killed literally everything. We can't climb up drain pipes, that's a thing we've just learned, but we can use them to go down. So we shall do that. Someone is actually catching one of these elusive streams. Yes, you are. You are finally catching an elusive live stream of mine where I sit around and casually dick around with video games. Can we get that from here? I mean, surely you would just pull that down, right? It's not like you really need very much of it, but apparently we're gonna... because there are obvious climbing points, we will use the obvious climbing points. What's interesting is that we can go up higher than just that. I'm guessing none of these games, or none of these games' buildings are accessible. Okay. I want to go to the top. See what's up here. I am curious. Ah. Well, a box of supplies. Many of which seem to have been plundered. But let's see what's in them anyway. Yeah, emergency rations. Those are pretty damn important. We have discovered an emergency ration, which for some reason puts us into a loading screen where we return back here, and you... oh, that's what you were doing. Okay, it looked kind of like something else that was going on that was clearly not adult rated, because that would just be very weird if that's what was happening. Get your minds out of the gutter, chat, you bunch of filthy degenerate. Someone's asking what made me choose this game in particular. Why not? It was many of the comments about, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, that kind of got me intrigued, because I really enjoyed that game. It's one of my favourite games that I've ever played. I have wanted to, for the longest time, to go through and do like a sort of walkthrough and character analysis of what's going on in that thing and how everything develops over time and how the world is constructed as you play. But as so many of my dreams when it comes to video games, it was never realised on account of me having, well, basically just no talent in doing anything even remotely like that, so that's a thing. So, our story thus far, we have the family. It is a happy family. The man of the family, being the man of the house, goes out and murders fish for a living, or perhaps that's one of the whales. Can't really tell because of the stylized art form, but we'll go with that for now. We do have some bizarre runes in the corners. I have to wonder what exactly those are going to say. Whether we'll have a hint into this language, we shall find out. We have the city story consisting of a swirl and a circle. Still only a whale. And we're going to go from there. What is this? Ah yes, this is the map button. So apparently gathering these supplies means that I gathered... Okay, right. So if I'm to understand what I've just witnessed, we weren't actually looking at the rag swinging off of the building there. We were looking at the boxes on top of the building that you can't actually see from here. Yeah, interesting. It's interesting, sure, why not? Someone would watch that video of me doing that with Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. I would love to do it, but I just don't think that I have the talent for doing something like that with video games, because I'd have to play it through multiple times to get all of the footage that I wanted, and to go through it like that, and yeah. I would basically do what I was hoping Anita Sarkeesian would have done when she first announced all of her stuff, but I'd do it right, you know? So I'm guessing, because this is... Oh no, we have a Y. You can use your telescope to discover distant objects. Okay, that's cool and helpful and all that. But as we all well know, in order to make use of a decent telescope or something like this, we're going to want to get somewhere kind of high up. So we're going to go and try to get to one of those really tall buildings that we saw earlier. That one will do. Thing with galloping horses on it, that'll do. We'll get to the top of there. We'll probably not want to go too near the thing that's electricery is apparently what it is. Now, maybe that's a hint as to where this game is supposed to be set. What is... Those are animals. Do we get them on our animal counter? Yeah, we do. Awesome. This is a nice little game so far. Yes, it is. I do enjoy this game thus far. I think it's quite an interesting one. I'm guessing there's multiple ways up these buildings, or perhaps ways that... Ah! Okay, so that's for the end of the thing. You can slide down once you've navigated your way up. No, that was not the plan at all. My plan was to climb. Oh, okay, so when you're climbing, you... I'm confused as to the controls now. Because earlier, when you pressed A, it allowed you to pull up. Can I not pull up here? Is the ledge too narrow? No, it is literally the only way to go. For some reason, she does not want to pull up on it. Okay, drop down. Go up. Let's see if we can... That's really easy. The climbing was very intuitive before, and now apparently it is, not. Hmm. Yeah, it is literally... Before, it was like you just got on and you just used the direction things like that to jump up, but for some reason you don't want to pull up here. Am I... Apparently you can't stand there. Yeah, which is really confusing, because you're clearly supposed... Maybe the ledge is too narrow. This ledge is half the width of that one, so maybe you're not supposed to be able to stand on it yet. So maybe this is a place I'm expected to come back to later with some sort of climbing implement, perhaps, because those ledges are distinctly more narrow than those ones there. So it's a crack in the wall, not a ledge, maybe. No, it's definitely a ledge. You can see, but it's very narrow compared to the other ones, so I don't think I can stand on it. That's why I'm thinking in order to get up there, Okay. I have to come back and, with something, maybe. I'm pretty sure there was just like a giant manta ray or something that just came up next to me there. Very interesting. So perhaps that's a latent... Yeah, there is something around here. It's like a dolphin. It is, it's a dolphin. Which, for some reason, is not appearing in my creature bestiary thing. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Look, there's loads of them. This is kind of cool that they actually sort of follow you a little bit. It's kind of like how dolphins would actually be. Apparently these are not a creature worthy of my, Oh, now they are for some reason. Okay. Okay. That's, unusual. Also, fish were there too. Apparently this is, another thing as well. The princess and the golem. Okay. Humans and a robot. Okay, well, yeah, I can imagine seeing these little cut screen things coming in might be a little irritating sometimes. Epoch 2, so I'm guessing that's actually a film billboard and not something related to what actually happened to the world. Well, we're going to follow my character's little suggestion to the red thing. That's just going to lead us back to the building over there, isn't it? Yeah, the one which we apparently maybe can't climb yet. Perhaps I need something else first. Or maybe I'm just being really stupid and haven't worked out a mechanic yet. Where does this character get fuel for the motor? I have no idea. It may very well be a mystery. Perhaps it's not running on fuel, it might be running on... I don't know. Whale oil. Given the fact that there are whales in this world. Oh, look at that. A bridge in the distance. It's quite relaxing so far, I must say. This game is very, very relaxing so far. She has endless fuel for the boat. Well, to be fair, chat. Yeah, look, there's fish. They're kind of cute. They're little flying fish. Oh, is this the invisible end of the world? Because I apparently can't turn right here. No, the game is like literally trying to steer for me. I can't turn left here for some bizarre reason. So this bridge is what? The end of the world? I can't go any further and the game's just like, no. No, screw you. You see, it's just, I'm instantly turning me back, so... Okay. That's the end of the world. We have dolphins again. I've got to say, it is... Oh, this is a different kind of dolphin. Oh, the first one was actually the flying fish things that we got while following the dolphins, and then we got the dolphins when we were following the dolphins the second time. This will boost my boat for longer. Our boat has a boost mode. Look at this. I'm guessing this building then can't be climbed. It doesn't look like there's a docking spot. Okay, well, that's fine. The boost will be very helpful as well, I'm guessing. So the real question is, can we climb anything? Yes, that is what it is. Okay, but can I climb it? Apparently not. I am very limited in what I can do. I'm guessing this entire point of this game is that you are literally just going on basically a glorified collectathon. I'm a-okay with that, as long as it maintains its rather pretty aesthetic. Look at the glow, there's a lot of bacteria in the water. Yeah, probably. It's like, it's almost like the people who came up with this game watched Avatar and were like, oh yes, I want me some of that. Bioluminescence literally everywhere in the middle of the night is clearly the best way for things to be. Ah, so we have a building. Can I climb it? I'm guessing that it's a case in this game that literally everything is not climbable. Which is a little bit disappointing. Summary of the game so far: drive around, look around, climb, repeat. Yes, that is exactly what the point of this game. That's why it's supposedly one of those relaxing, walking simulator style things. It is a walking simulator collectathon thing, but I thought, hey, maybe there'll be an interesting story underneath all of this. We can piece together the fate of a world. Something like Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons or the Talos Principle, both games which I absolutely adore because of the fact that they do that. They don't shove everything in your face. You're just expected to very slowly put things together in your own time. I gotta say, I do feel a little bit restricted by not being able to free run in the most Assassin's Creed-y way imaginable. Though I think those games have just spoiled me a little bit. The dolphins have glowing spots too. Yes, they do. Apparently, in this world, everything has to glow and be very aesthetic and pretty like that. Which, you know, I'm not adverse to. I do like things that are very aesthetically pleasing. But it's probably best if you don't consider it too much from an actual point of realism, because then you'd realise things that glow in, like, every single way imaginable, yeah, that's like proper Predator bait right there, if ever there was some. I find it pretty funny there was that wave of, what was it, Avatar-related depression after that film came out, and there were actually people who were killing themselves, like, oh, I can't go and live in this world, I'm so sad. It's like, did you actually pay attention to any of the stuff that was going on there? It's a really brutal and really harsh world where everything wants to murder you. Are you sure you want to go there as a human? Because it seems like you wouldn't last very long at all. Yeah, you see, this is another ledge like that unscalable one earlier. It is one that you cannot get on because it's just not wide enough, but you can use it to shimmy around. That, to me, does imply that maybe at some point later on we will get something to allow us to climb more or higher. Let's see if we can put together any of this city story. Wow, there is a lot of story for this city. So, swirls, sun, something about maybe electricity or storms, and then way down here, plant life happened. I don't know why it's defaulting to scroll to there. for some reason, but it is. Our story is still very short, but we are slowly coming to terms with what happened in the town. Perhaps, maybe. Yeah, so there's two very distinct types of ledge. There's the full ledge and the half ledge. The half ledge you cannot walk on, but the full ledge you can. Can you pull yourself up on anything here? Yeah. Check this out. We are going full Assassin's Creed style with this, and I'm totally okay with that as long as it doesn't go the way that Syndicate went or the way that Black Flag went, because they were just terrible. Yes, controversial opinion time. Assassin's Creed Black Flag was one of the worst Assassin's Creed games to exist. And I say that because it was a brilliant pirate game. Which meant that it really was not an Assassin's Creed game. It was a pirate game. And therein lies the problem. I want to see what's around Nyar. Ah, more secrets. Delightful. So I'm thinking this is just quite a low-level, go-around, collect things stuff. Okay, so that was another part of the city's story. Tiny green humans, big green humans, and a green doge. You're really liking the music. Yes, I am quite enjoying this music as well. It's a very nice, relaxing piece of background music. I like that. There was a glowing man on a balcony. Was there? Or are people just dicking around with me? Or was it a driver problem? I'm pretty sure there was not a glowing man on that, Someone refers to AC4 specifically as Edward Kenway's pirate adventure game. Yeah, well that's exactly what it was, and that's why it was a really bad Assassin's Creed game. So you're not playing as an assassin, you're playing as a pirate who's basically just a hired thug of the assassins at this point. It's really it is not a good pirate. It's not a good Assassin's Creed game. Great pirate game, though. I think they would have been far better served if they made Rogue the fourth Assassin's Creed game, tied that in with Aveline's game, which I can't remember what the name of that was. What was it? I can't remember. Something about freedom. I think that would have been much better if they'd done that with Rogue and Assassin's Creed 3 and Unity as a kind of storyline, or even just Rogue 3 and Unity as a storyline, because they all share connected elements. I think Assassin's Creed 4 just didn't fit in with the elements they presented. It was a waste. It was a waste. But we're not playing Assassin's Creed games, I'm just kind of reminded of them. What? There was a green plant man who just decided to an hero for some reason. Liberation, yeah, that was it. Yeah, quite right, chat. They should have just made Assassin's Creed 4 a pirate game and just said to hell with Assassin's Creed. It's, yeah. Went back in time in the video, there was a man, you just missed him. Was it the same as the guy which I just saw over here? Freaky plant man for some reason? I'm guessing that their story will become clear as we go on. I mean Freedom Cry, the DLC story for 3. No, I don't mean that. Although that was pretty good if I remember it correctly. For now, my concern is merely to get to the top of this building for some reason. It is still quite a beautiful little game, even if simple. And I've got to admit, I like how the music has gone away as we're climbing higher. Almost like this is not supposed to be a relaxing experience. So let's see if we can continue our escalation. It's the suit man in Half-Life. Well, he did have to get another job. It's not like Half-Life 3 is going to come around anytime soon. I gotta admit, it's nice to see a game that when it comes to the end of the world isn't just a post-apocalyptic war zone. It's quite nice to see something that's like, hey, you know, life can and will continue after the extinction of the human race, and most of it will be plants, and it'll be great. Ah, I wonder if that's where I'm supposed to find my way to. Are there going to be any freaky humans around here? Ah, these are supplies. But I don't want to touch those in case it takes me back to my home base. Wind knocking humans next to buildings or something. Now, will this take me back to my home base? Because if it does, I'm going to be not very impressed with that as a game mechanic. We have discovered lighter. Okay, it takes you right back to... Ah! So there are mutant people in this world. Okay, so we do have some mysterious story elements here, which I kind of like, actually. So whenever you collect a box of whatever kind of supply, you get a little more story stuff, and you instantly return back to your home base thing, which is kind of sad. But are they people? I'm not sure, chat. They may be people, they may not be people. I know we have to make the distinction very quickly because it's going to inform our decisions as to whether or not we exterminate them. You need something for Taku to drink? Well, he is just the most demanding little ward imaginable, isn't he? So, presumably, what I'm getting from this is Father went out on a fishing trip. Oh, Mother went out on a fishing trip. No, Mother went out on a fishing trip, a storm happened, and she died. Let this serve as a warning. Women should not try to do men's work because they will fail horrendously at them. So this game, continuing with its subversion of the initial progressive veneer that it had over it. There is a question in chat, which I'm not sure if it's related to the game, because there's a lot of conversation about other things. Is this girl smashable? Well, she looks a little bit underage to me, maybe very early teens, late childhood perhaps, so probably not. See, there are manta ray things which are leaping out of the water for some reason, and clipping through buildings. I actually know that manta rays do engage in that sort of behaviour, so it's not actually unusual for that to be a thing that they've put out here. But I wanted to get to the top of that building and have a nose around, so with my telescope and everything, so... where was I when I was doing that? Yeah, you see it. I can't scroll around the map, that's really poor design. Okay, well, we're gonna go and return to that building, and I'm gonna climb it again, so I can maybe get to the top this time and have a proper look around, like I wanted to. Hey, it's our giant whale compadre, he has returned. Yeah, it should just be like straight ahead, because there's more secrets on that building, and I want them. Someone's saying the world has broken down and the world is hell now. Come on. It's like, no. No, the world has not broken down and gone to absolute hell. This was the building. See, there's loads of secrets on it according to the map, so I want to go and get them. I've got to say, I don't like that, you know, you get the supplies and instantly return to the base thing, but I get it because they want to use that to kind of progress the home-making element of this game, which I would imagine makes this game all the more incredibly sexist, because, well, we've got a woman being shoehorned into a caring role of, you know, looking after children, and now she's a homemaker. I mean, what is this? Is this your strong female character video games industry? Clearly this is all just, their latent sexism because everything is hatred of women these days, don't you know? My god, if I was Anita Sarkeesian, I could just write such amazing theses. Yes, I did say theses there, as in the plural of thesis, before anyone tries to misquote that. Because it's very easy to make everything into hatred of women if you try hard enough. Manta rays normally clip through buildings, Teal Deer 2017. Yes, they do. In the wild, manta rays have been known to clip through buildings. It's one of the few signs, it's one of the few bug fixes that haven't happened in life yet. It's how you know everything is a computer simulation. As someone's saying, besides, she could be a yuffie body-styled character. Stop body-shaming her. She's a strong, independent woman after all. I didn't say that she wasn't a strong, independent woman. I was just suggesting that the activities that this game has her doing, you know, falling into a caring pattern and being a homemaker, is clearly outweighing any progressive note that you could get from this woman being a strong, empowered female character, given that she's falling into those female stereotypical roles quite comfortably, I would add. So you've got to keep all of this in mind, chat. It's all very, very important. See, people misheard it. They misheard it as feces. You see, what are you guys, a bunch of sexists when I talk about women writing the multiple of thesis? You just assume that it's going to be feces. God damn it, chat. You're not being very progressive today, chat. I am disappointed. Apparently this tiny wall here very easily defeats our heroine as well. There are definitely 2 other secrets on the side of this building, so I'm gonna work out how to get round to them, but I'm guessing... I mean, there is definitely an up. Ah, there is a ladder. This was not the same ladder that we used. This was on the other side of that skeleton, I believe. Yes, or that statue, I should say. So here's one of our secrets over here. Okay, so these are our plant people. Now, if I were being the kind of person who reads far too much into things with too little information, and I absolutely am because I love doing this in video games like this, this would perhaps indicate maybe on 52 over here, the breath of life into the plant people, perhaps? And this is how we're explaining the bizarre zombie creatures. Are there any other secrets on this building? No, I believe we found our secrets. It looks like those diamonds are all shaded out. So I think we are now actually done with the secrets. So I think the solution for these buildings is take them one at a time, and only go for the gold at the end. So let's see if we can spot anything interesting from here. I'm wondering if this game's going to try and give us tiny little jump scares with freaky plant people sometime. Because that could be fun, you know? I don't know if I'm supposed to actively tag anything from here, or whether this is simply just a, hey, you get to look around. Oh! Okay, my controller started vibrating. Okay, so we can actually use this to some effect. You just have to point at the correct buildings, and it will kind of do its thing. I was kind of concerned there. It's like, I'm sorry, is this something sneaking up on me and about to murder me? I believe this game is supposed to be entirely peaceful, though. And you can't then activate this to fast travel back down. Okay. Game mechanics are understood. I mean, I kind of just wish that we could do a good old freedom jump But apparently those aren't allowed in this game. Our character does not have the testicular fortitude to hurl herself off the top of a building into a hay bale. So, there we go. Chat is suggesting it's auto-aim. Perhaps it is. So we've worked out what the game plan is overall, should we wish to clear buildings. You must clear them before you get the box of red awesome, because if you don't, you're gonna have to manually climb the way down every time, and ain't nobody got time for that. Did I see a mail that someone sent me with a time-stamped thing? Possibly. I don't remember all of the emails that I get. If it was recently, like the last 2 or 3 days, no. If it was older than that, then possibly, but I just don't remember. And frankly, if it's drama-related or something like that, I just don't care. Just things I am done with is YouTube. Just can't be bothered dealing with any of it. I will now just do whatever it is that pleases me. And frankly, screw other people's stupidity and hypocrisy. Let's be honest, it's just expected at this moment in time. Given how much I have said about it in the past, I remain simply not surprised by any of this, because I've called so much of it before it happened, and now I just don't care. I believe the technical phrase is, you've made your bed, now get fucked in it. That's how little I care. Okay, so let's go and poke around this new building that we've discovered with stuff in it. It's our whale friend. They have returned. This pleases me. We can't suicide by jumping into the whale. Apparently it does have some sort of bioluminescent bacteria inside it, though, which is probably not very good. Where is this red box sign trying to lead me? Oh, all the way away over there, I think. Yeah, we've pretty much already learnt that that building is perhaps not very climbable. Yeah, well that answers the question. You can't suicide with the whale, it just went straight on there. Someone says, but Teal, the bed is on fire. I don't care. I don't care. Let people destroy themselves, let them sink all of any credibility that they may have given up, despite them being morons for year upon year. You know, it's just like the public mask is coming off, that's it. And I don't care. I've called things using people's own playbooks over and over and over. I just don't care anymore. Let them do what they do. That's it. Now, one thing which interests me about why we're actually here is that these buildings are red on the map. Now that interests me. Does that mean that we... Hey look, there's tiny ducks on that ledge. That pleases me. I like that. I do very much enjoy the aesthetic of this game. I know that it's quite simple, but I say simple. It's not as simple... Ah, another freaky zombie person who just suicided for some reason. I gotta say, I like it thus far. I very much enjoy the aesthetic. I have been pulled in by the hints of a story, and the possibility of piecing it all together as the game progresses. So, yeah, I am going to go with it. Someone's just saying, Teal deer, always brutal as fuck. Well, no, it's not brutal. It's simply honesty. It's honesty in saying, hey, having seen this pattern of whatever, however many times before, and knowing the sorts of events that are precursors to other events and things like that. It's just like... it's just inevitable. You see things and then you're like, this is what's going to happen. And lo and behold, a couple of years later it happens, and... well, what can I do apart from just sit there and say, yep, I was right. What a surprise. And all bad faith actors who were involved were the ones complaining the loudest. Okay, whatever. But yeah, why am I even talking about this? I don't care. I'm done with it. I'm done with all of that shit. I'm done with just YouTube crap. I am now just here to have fun. Yeah, you can drop from there. Go and pick up this book. The book which contains only one page, and is quite obviously depicting buildings going underwater. Yeah, okay, so she can't go down that way, but you can drop down this way, because you can't, like, do a jump-drop thing off of these half-ledges. Mechanics have been learned. That actually then makes me wonder if that really tall building that we were at, I dismissed the drain pipe too soon, thinking you couldn't climb up them. Perhaps you can. Perhaps that's a building with a really, really quick way to the top, and then, a slow way down, perhaps. Oh no, this was just that way round, there was no way up from here. Have I read anything interesting? Read some studies? Well, yes, I actually have. I've been looking at the research of... I believe it's a Swedish researcher. He's been doing a lot of interesting stuff about fish and brain sizes and the effects of brain size on behaviour. I'm going to start working on a video about that. Should have the whole thing done, hopefully, tomorrow, actually, which will be quite nice. So, I'm going to be talking about how, you can literally, as this guy has, breed fish to be smarter. Because, apparently there's been some doubt. I'm not picking that up yet. No, there's more secrets to be had, and I want them. But yes, apparently there are people questioning whether or not genetics has any effect on intelligence and IQ and things like that, and well, when you can literally breed an animal to be smarter over a few generations observably, with literally the only thing changing between the two populations being the genes, rather than, you know, food or environmental things or stuff like that. And I really do think that that video is going to call for a joke about one group of fish just having better schooling than the other. You get it? Get it, chat? Fish, better schooling? Huh? Yeah? I thought that was pretty funny myself. I'm gonna put something in there about that. Yeah, so it's literally the only thing being different between two populations of fish being the genes. So you can literally breed them for certain traits which objectively make them smarter. So for any of the people out there who are still trying to question, like, oh, if there's genetics for intelligence, no, that's not how it works. So JF had his retarded mice. I'm gonna have my retarded fish. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Let's try and locate some more of these secrets, shall we? Is there anything around this side of the building? Or have we already been here? Ah, okay, that's a drop point. It's not genes, not the environment, it's karma, bitch. Very possibly, maybe some of those fish, I don't know, they're just not very nice people. And you know, if that's the case, then that's why some of them became more stupid, because they're just horrible people. And telescope before you get the cargo, yes, chat. Absolutely, we've got this game sorted. Aha! There we go. There's something around that corner. Now, how does one get to that corner? Smart fish and retarded mice. Quite right, chat. That's what it is. Not sure if... I'm hearing a lot of very deep rumbling. Oh, it's the whale. It's our whale of a friend who has decided to join us. Okay, this is one of our secrets out of the way. I do enjoy the glowing water aesthetic. It's really not very realistic or anything like that, but well, I suppose in some ways it's realistic. There are parts of the world where that happens. Anyone who has been watching the Blue Planet series recently, you'll have seen the first time ever footage of the manta rays feeding on plankton with that special camera, which I can't remember what it was, and it actually showed them like leaping through proper glowing water. It was quite the aesthetically pleasing thing. Someone's asking, why am I playing a game with a woman? What I'm going to say is, don't worry about the fact that we're playing a game with a woman. She has been, she knows her place in this world. She is taking care of a man, building a home for him, and generally looking after him in every way possible, so never fear. Right, now, where is... I'm facing the secret, so it should be maybe on this side of the building, or perhaps the other side. Someone's saying, could you breed smarter people from dumb ones if you knew who of them had hidden version of genius genes, assuming the knowledge of genes? Well, yes, of course you can breed people to be smarter or more stupid. It's not difficult. There's a wonderful phrase which I love, and it's eugenics is not only possible, it's trivial. So yes, you absolutely could breed people to be smarter. Like any people. Even if you just got a bunch of stupid people, you would just take the smartest people and encourage their reproduction at a higher rate. That would be it. And was there a secret on this part already? I think there was. And I'm just trying to approach this from the wrong angle. Yeah, because that does literally only lead to over there, so this is not the way to go if we want to get that secret. Oh dear, someone in chat is saying that someone can join a Discord. You gotta be careful joining those things these days. I've heard that they are quite dangerous. Perhaps the way around to the secret may very well lie going all the way to the top to where the thing is. Why would you breed dumber people when you can just make them sniff glue and feed them mercury and so on? Well, you wouldn't want to breed dumb people, that's the point. You would want to breed smart people. But, well, that would be the ideal way of going about it, although humanity seems to prefer that, or seems to give all the social advantage to particularly stupid people who breed over smarter people, so that's a thing. Where is this secret that's supposed to be over here? It's not higher up, is it? Is there a ledge we can use to ascend further? Or are our supplies over here actually... Ah! There is a point where we can ascend. Delightful. Someone's going to ask again because they want to know my answer. The best pizza topping is its strawberries. I have never had strawberries on a pizza. I've got to admit, it does sound intriguing. There's a gap here. Can I go through it or something? No, I cannot. What was the purpose of getting up here then, or is this just go up here and use the telescope thing? Perhaps. Maybe that is just the point of it. Ah, there is boat. There is secret. There is other secret. There are many secret. There's definitely a thing over there. Okay, so we have supplies and secret. I'm guessing that wasn't the entire reason of getting up here, or perhaps it was. See if there's anything else that we can spot. Wow, that building's got quite the things, hasn't it? I'm not sure if there are anything else, any other delicious things visible from here. There's that delicious thing. I want to go up there. Or, I want to go up there. That looks fun. Is that the tallest point in the game, or is that up there? I want to go to one of those, because it looks fun. Okay, so perhaps the only reason for going up here was to do that. It doesn't look like there's any climb points up here. But there is one secret still left, and I am apparently looking at it, or facing in the direction of it, but it's on this building, but not visible from up here. What is this game about? It looks kind of boring. Well, it's an exploration game that very slowly feeds you story elements over time, so we can learn things about the city via a series of pictures, via our story cards here. We get to look for animals, and there are landmarks and stuff. Like, that's it. It's basically just a big Collectathon style game. I am literally just playing this for the sake of relaxation. Is there a reason to be able to get down here? Does this lead us somewhere? Someone is asking, how doomed do you think humanity is? Very. Like, for lack of a better... Well, I suppose it depends really what you mean by doomed. Like, how do you define you're doomed in the scenario of humanity being doomed? Do you mean, like, end of the world sort of thing? Or, where are you going with that? We haven't been this way. Not that I recall. This might lead us somewhere else. Unless I'm just getting prematurely excited. But yeah, it depends how you define doomed. Do you mean doomed as in humanity will at some point go extinct? Perhaps. It depends if they ever break free from the confines of one planet. If they don't, then yes, they are doomed, but other than that, eh. If, there we go. People, wind, and a doge. We have all of the secrets. We can now go, acquire our supply chest. Doomed means we never learn to settle other planets. Yeah, if that's the case, I don't know. Will humans ever achieve light speed and go to other planets? I don't know. If they do, then they will spread around the galaxy. If they don't, then yes, you're doomed. We won't be able to climb up there, so we're gonna have to go down. If humans do, then yeah, they'll perpetuate onwards and then not be doomed, as you might call it. But I think perhaps the more important question there is, are humans able or willing to have some sort of sustainable means of carrying on and running their civilizations? Or are they going to be forever reliant on disposable fuels and disposable products? Because if that's the case, then you've basically massively increased the half-life of your species by doing so, because you've limited how transferable they are across environments. How does one get out of this area? I'm starting to feel like this area is just a trap. No, no, please don't go down there. Ah, here we go. But no, if humans find a means of fueling their species with something which is not a totally disposable, throwaway lifestyle of everything, then yeah, they'll be able to perpetuate themselves, like ad infinitum. Will humans evolve to not be able to breed with humans now? Unlikely. I really don't see humans moving beyond the number of chromosomes that they have. Someone is saying, Discord in a few, gotta get breakfast. Bro, stay out of Discord. That's my advice for you, stay out of Discord. Discord is cancer. Haven't you heard? Oh, there's more freaky zombie creatures. They are seeing the glorious paradise civilization that we're building here, and they are jealous. Although what's quite interesting to me is that she is becoming increasingly green as things go on. So I have to wonder, is the mother's dead, father becomes alcoholic, and yeah, still goes and gets fishing things and is hungover apparently. What's quite interesting for me is that our protagonist here is becoming ever greener and more dirty, so I have to kind of wonder, is she going to turn into one of those things? Is that why they are what they are? They live too long in the environment. And this moss that we see around us that makes this world, all this plant life that makes the world quite pretty, is in fact very destructive and is actively predatory. That's an interesting thing. Who knows? King of the lizard plant people who... Well, there's something going on with the lizards and the plants. I'm gonna go and try the impossibly tall building again. Go and see if we can ascend that in some capacity. Although we've got that building there. I believe that's the first building we did. So I want to go and clear this building over nya. And we'll go and see what we can learn from it. Perhaps there is a way up of it. Our pretty little whale friend is wailing around. One could say he's having a whale of a time. Yeah, I'm pretty cancerous sometimes. Not even gonna lie. So perhaps this, oh, okay, you can climb this. Never mind me, I was being foolish earlier. I thought you could only slide down them. No, apparently our protagonist can climb them. Which means this might be an easy up, difficult down mission. That's the obvious way to go. I want to go over here. You can't climb up onto that and, like, okay. Okay then. If you're sure. Because I'm just saying, I'm not sure that that's not a place that you could climb. Having seen your climbing ability thus far, I'm pretty confident you could do that if you put your mind to it. Still kind of intrigued by the fact that many of these windows seem to have been shot through. The future of humanity seems like an interesting question for this one. Okay, where are we gonna go? Can we do anything from going this way? No. So we must necessarily go this way. Never mind the massive drop, you probably won't die, maybe. As I was saying, do I think we will ever retrieve transhumanism, or will there be too much pushback? Couldn't tell you. I think the advancements will be there. We're already seeing several of the advancements that would make such things possible to augment people. We've already got... Oh, we've got one of those plant people again. Yeah, we've already got people with, like, chips being implanted into their skin and things like that. You can actually buy, if you want a really expensive thing on the market, there's actually an extra finger you can buy. It just straps onto the side of your hand. And you can use it. It's like having a second thumb. They're pretty fun, from what I've seen. Wouldn't mind getting hold of one, but they are very pricey. So we're already approaching the point where the technology exists. So the technology will be refined over the next years. As long as it comes in relatively small increments, I think people would accept it. But I do think that, having said that, there will then be a division between the purists and the enhanced, and we will go Deus Ex mode with things, which will really piss off certain other crowds who talk about their lives mattering and seem to think that because their lives matter, no one else is allowed to talk about how their lives matter. See if you can guess what group I'm talking about there. Someone is asking if I found any more swan dildo things or something else interesting to post on Mines. Well, have you not found everything else that I'm posting interesting, you ingrate? Or do you just need more silly things for the sake of it? Okay, there are two more secrets here. When will tech give you 2 extra arms and a jetpack? Well, jetpacks exist. They're just not very reliable. And, I don't know if you can get extra arms, but, extra thumbs, you can get an extra thumb, if you want an extra thumb. Once the deer augment themselves with that thumb, you know it's game over. Yeah, okay, so these little, story things that we're getting about the city story doesn't really seem to be telling us anything we don't know. I don't really understand what these beginning points are. Maybe some sort of bizarre creation myth, but then it's cities above water, people maybe gathering on the top, people drowning, cities submerged, water receding, new plant life overgrown city thing, and then something about the plant people. And then plant cities in water. I mean, that's not really telling us anything that we haven't really been able to glean already just from our surroundings. Okay, that's the quick exit back down there. That takes us back to the beginning. Now, is that the only way? Who knows? We'll see if there's any other ways up. Fortunately, climbing in this game is pretty obvious. Bionic rocket antlers, checkmate deer hunters. Yeah, we could definitely do with those. It would certainly increase the leverage that my people have against the filthy humans who keep trying to persecute us and murder us for no discernible reason. Apparently a storm has come in, so this could be fun going on top of the really, really tall building. What do I think of Jean-Francois Garriapet and his upcoming book, The Revolutionary Phenotype? Well, I quite enjoy Garriapet's work on YouTube. I found him to be very informative. Reminds me kind of me, with the autistic levels of digging into things just for the hell of it, but, you know, frankly, when it's part of your job, hey, why not? So I do enjoy that, and I've actually read the parts of his book that he's got up on his website. It's very good. I enjoy it so far. He actually has quite the talent for providing you with something that sounds just outrageous enough to make you want to keep reading and then going from there. So, yeah. I like what I have read thus far of it. So yeah, that is my official stance when it comes to Jean-Francois Garriapet, that I think he's a pretty cool guy, and now my name is on a doxing Discord site. Thanks, chat. Oh, that was a bit too topical of the now. I should probably dial that back a little bit. Because if I don't, then all I'm going to do is just continue saying, I told you so, and I don't want to do that. Don't want to get involved. I'm already in too deep. Where is our final secret on this place? I think it might be around the corner somewhere. Seems to be where most things are. That's a very obvious way up. I don't like the obvious ways. That... I hear bees. Or flies, at least. Where are the bees? There's some bees. I like bees. So our secret is on the other corner of the building, so we're going to have to go around there. Have I become a target for someone, chat? Oh, it doesn't really surprise me. I'm pretty sure I was already on several hit lists as it is. Ah, bees! You can walk through bees. Just don't go too close to them and they'll be fine. Bees are your bros, remember that. Like, not just in video games, IRL. Bees are like bro tier animals. Gotta look after those little dudes. There we go, there's our final secret, I believe. See, why can't we have some really cool things like this around in the modern time? It would make everything far more aesthetic, I think. I can see things over here. Apparently. I can really tell what all of that stuff is. Yes. See if we can spot anything before we ascend and go and collect another box. Or is that the only thing that we can spot? Nope, we can see other things. There's another secret. Delightful. I'm going to go and get that. We've got everything else on this building, so now all we have to do is locate our supplies, which seem to be on the tier above us. So we will now do our climbing thing, and then we will have won this building. And my life will be complete. These frescoes seem like they're just painted on. Look at that, there's barely any depth to them. I would suggest that the 3D effect on that is just normal mapped on, rather than actually being sculpted into the wall, filthy peasants. What was in the water that made plants grow up into the buildings? Well, maybe something, maybe nothing. It could just be time. Look at that. Why can't we have things like that on top of buildings now? I mean, the maintenance would probably be an absolute nightmare, and if one of them ever got damaged, it would no doubt kill someone below. But, I mean, come on, it looks good. We need to be a little bit more aesthetic with our buildings, I think, these days. Now more so than ever. See, she's becoming more planty. She's got the glowing moss and shit on her, chat. She will become one of them. We shall become one with the plant. See, look, we've got more of these freaky plant people. I think they're all the same freaky plant person, just duplicated repeatedly. Is this the Assassin's Creed walking simulator? Yes, it is the Assassin's Creed walking simulator. But, you know, it's quite fun so far. It's a relaxing experience. Braundo, it's got what plants crave. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Braundo that did this to the world. Okay, yes. The daughter was like, "No, Daddy, stop drinking," and smashes the bottle, to which his inevitable response was, "I'll fucking kill you!" And he tried to spear her. Because remember, men must be abusive in the world, because, yeah.
Things everywhere. Needs to fix.
You need something to keep insects away. Why are there insects? That is like a clear sign of, like, that sepsis has set into his wounds. Like, he's just dead. And, I mean, you're not doing any better. You've got glowing algae growing under your skin, so... yeah, that's a thing to maybe have a look at. What's that on her skin, someone asks? It's the algae and the plant life that she's constantly climbing over. So, you know, it's like the stuff that maybe caused the end of the world. Who knows? We must go and uncover more of these tiny secrets. And perhaps maybe we'll have some answers. She's becoming a teal deer, the chat might suggest. It is possible. How do you know that this is not how I came to be, chat? Have you ever wondered how I've got such a good grasp of English? Perhaps I was once one of you, and then I was taken and turned into the glorious creature that I am now. Look, we've got dolphins! We've got dolphin bros with us. Aren't they delightful? Look at that. There was a boat upgrade around here somewhere. There we go. 2 of 26, but what does it do? Your boost lasts longer. Just for the people who suffer from crippling impatience. This is the world the narco-primitives want. Honestly, I think this is the world the narco-communists want as well. Have you seen, what was it, Stone Slab City or something like that? Which is actually like in the narco-communist paradise in America, which is just an absolute shithole where everyone has to protect themselves with guns to protect their property, funnily enough, which you'd have thought there wouldn't be any property. Because anarcho-communism, but no, apparently there is. You could totally jump up onto the top of that, don't give me that shit. But yeah, that's a thing. Someone's saying I should write a lore novel for my online persona. I already have one. In fact, I have several of them. It's up to you to decide which one is true. The sun! the sun happened. I mean, I would suggest that maybe the sun fractured itself in half, apart from the fact that, well, we clearly have a sun in this world because there's a day-night cycle. We got our secret over there. Let's go and grab more secrets and boat upgrades so we can boost around like an absolute badass. Someone thought my father was a teal duck that mated with a teal doe. A teal duck, you say? No, that's not a thing. Do I come from a lengthy lineage of teal deers? Was I born as the prophecy foretold that one day a deer shall be born by, and that by his mark you shall know him, and thus I was born teal? Did I turn teal when I was waiting for a feminist to provide sources for their arguments, and I held my breath until I got some? Which means I never held my breath and then I turned a strange colour, and it's a problem that I've been living with to this day. As per my other explanation. Who even knows? Who even knows what's true anymore? Someone's asking, can this character even die? I don't think so. You don't seem to be able to play recklessly enough to, like, leap off of tall buildings and murder yourself. I don't think that suicide is an option for this character. Or indeed any kind of death, but you never know. We've got, weird zombie creatures roaming around, so perhaps. I mean, there's definitely still time. There is still time for something strange to happen. And you've got to keep in mind that it does look like she's slowly turning into one of the freaky mutant people, so perhaps as we progress further she will die in the end. She will have died making a home for her brother to live in, and thus have fulfilled her destiny as a woman. Have fulfilled all of her domestic duties like a good woman should. Because that's, that seems to be the message this game is going with here, you know, women, know your place. That's the message I'm getting from this, anyway. I mean, I guess we could try boosting into a building really fast and see if that murders her. This looks like something you should be able to go up. So I'm going to go have a little look-see over here. Because, you know, climbing to the top of a giant metal structure in the middle of a lightning storm, totally a thing that we need to try to do here. Okay, so we can't climb it, but it is a landmark. It's a net to the sky, which to me, perhaps by the phrasing of some of these landmarks, suggests that these people aren't familiar with what some of these structures are. So perhaps that tells us a little something, you know, backstory-wise, that that this has been a very long time. What is this? What is that? Cantra's steel? I'm guessing that's supposed to be any Cantra steel. Okay. Are we intrigued to know if these names are based on real-world things? We shall climb, and we shall see. Looks like a little while since the apocalypse. Possibly, although, I mean, I'm guessing it could only be maybe one generation, because you've got to look at the rate at which the moss is accumulating on our character. So perhaps it's not actually as long as one might be led to believe. It may have actually been only like a single generation since the apocalypse, although the world apparently flooded. If we look at the city story, the world flooded, everything went underwater, and then the water receded, yeah, and then it did go straight to the plants. So perhaps it hasn't actually been that long. It may have only been a single or one or two generations. Because looking at our story here, it begins with people living in small huts above the water. So I'm guessing that these people established this lifestyle after the giant flood which started killing everyone. So whether the parents remember how things were before it flooded, I don't know, so perhaps it may not very well have been very long. YouTube, apparently the world was destroyed because YouTube demonetized all the videos, and you guys thought the adpocalypse was just a cute term. Maybe. How do you lose the ability to England in a single generation? I don't know, maybe you would. I don't know how well people would cope in this, but, you know, it might only be one or two generations. Because you've got to remember, all it takes is for one generation to not know what something is, to then start renaming it and calling it by inappropriate terms because they don't know what else to call it. So that's a thing to be considered here. Ah, look, the great green rose from the bottom of the ocean. Perhaps, actually, this might then be a scenario where it was perhaps some sort of virus or something from the deep ocean. So perhaps this story, it's a bit of an overused story, but perhaps it may be one of those, the ice caps melted and it released some virus from millennia ago, and that wipes out humanity because it's maybe this virulent strain of moss which goes around killing everything. So, you know, it's very possible. I'm open to all manner of interpretations thus far, because there are many. Someone is suggesting the message is little girls will suffer from global warming. Well, of course they will. They will no doubt be the primary victims of global warming, because that's how this works. I'm pretty sure this is the route we've already taken round here. No, this isn't the way that we went, because that conquest didn't start with a ladder, did it? That seems to be the same image twice. No, okay, it was a slightly less progressed version. Okay, but that's the theory I'm going with. Global warming, polar ice caps melt, something is released maybe from the water as a result of this, and it's this, like, particularly virulent moss thing which has mutated some of the people that are still around and living, so, you know, I'm going with that. Kraken Wakes and Day of the Triffids, perhaps. I don't know if Triffids were from outer space, though, but maybe it's just a combination of things. It was actually the same storyline that was used in the game The Talos Principle. I loved the hell out of that game. Mostly because the gameplay and the puzzles were brilliant. The story was just a nice little adding icing on the cake. Because you, spoilers, you play as a robot. You play as an AI inside a computer throughout the game, trying to recolonize the world after humanity has died while preserving all the knowledge of humans. It's done in a very brilliant way, I've got to say. I did really enjoy that game. Just kind of slowly lulls you into it. It's a beautiful thing. Apparently my character is a strong, independent fish that don't need no bicycle. It's true, she is a strong, independent fish who don't need no bicycle. But she does need a boat. Well, that definitely seemed to be the hint in how to get round there. GG, easy game, easy life. Yeah, see, it really does seem to be what I was saying. The hints that we're getting do seem to be pointing to that story being the case. There's another couple of them on here. There was a way you could climb from here. Hello? Okay, this ledge is just here for no particular reason then. Okay. Thoughts on Opus Magnum? I don't know what that is. Okay, there is our final goal, but we have 2 more secrets on this building. And I want to get both of them before we touch that. Because otherwise we are going to return to our little home base place. And I will have to come back here and do a very lengthy climbing of this building all over again. I don't much fancy that, frankly. Look, there's a thing. It's a bench, maybe. I think it's actually an old air conditioning unit, perhaps. So, from where on the buildings are the things? They're on the far side of the building over near. So we're on the wrong side of the building. We need to get around the other side and have a little poke around. What is the purpose of being able to get down here? Oh yeah, this was where one of the secrets was before, wasn't it? Derp-de-derp-de-derp-de-derp. I hear seabirds, but also see non-seabirds. Well, they're seabirds. Look, they're swimming. Look at them. Those are gulls swimming on the side of a building. Checkmate, atheists. There's your seabirds. I'm not going to try and explain why they were swimming on the side of a building, but they were. So just deal with it. That's how you know they're seabirds. Can we not jump down onto this ledge below us here? Or would that be too convenient? Not that it really matters, because we're still on the wrong side of the building. Why are there exit signs on the outside of the building? I couldn't tell you. Maybe that was part of the reason humanity failed so badly in this world. No one knew where the emergency exit was when an emergency happened. Of course, you say, why are there exit signs on the buildings? Emergency exit doors are actually marked on the outside of the building to stop people doing stupid things like blocking them, so it's actually not that weird for there to be an exit sign on the outside of a building. Those birds were one with the concrete, yes they were. Yeah, so our secrets are on this side of the building. Doesn't look like there's anything below us, though, so I'm thinking they might be above, but on this side. So how does one get around to this part of... Ah! So it looks like from the top there's a way down. We shall see if that theory pans out. Yes, I think we have to go up and go down to come at that from above. Emergency exit from life. I think we all need one of those every once in a while. As time proceeds ever onwards, it seems like maybe we all need one. Like, right now. So I think we're going to have to go all the way round and up and then try and locate the way down. So do we have to go all the way back up to where the crates were? Perhaps. Let's see. Okay, so we... Yeah, I think it was definitely the tier above which had the drop down from it. I don't think... Yeah, it was Was it up here? I definitely saw a ledge with a hole. I'm guessing that was that ledge below. Okay. Someone wants a quick, easy recipe without rice or noodles. Okay. Stock in a pot, hot water, some sort of cabbage, vegetable. If you've got blocks of tofu, you can shove that in, or shove some sort of bean in. Boil it for like 5 minutes, it'll be fine. So yeah, stock in a pot, some sort of leaf vegetable like that, or you can use broccoli or something like that. There you go. Job's good. No noodles, no rice, but you get everything that you need. You can also shove meat in there if you don't have meat, egg whites, or you can use whole eggs. Whisk them up, and then hold a fork over the pot, drop them over the fork into the pot, it'll go like a ribbony. It's fucking ace. I eat stuff like that all the goddamn time. Except I normally put noodles in it. There you go. Did it. This is officially a cooking channel. Tofu is soy, fuck that shit. Soy is fine. Don't be an idiot and listen to Paul Joseph Watson's video, he doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to nutrition. Sounds edible but not tasty. No, it's pretty fucking delicious. Depends on the stock that you use. As long as you use a decent stock. If you've got a, oh, I can't remember what the word for it is. If you've got a bouillon, is it bouillon, something like that, stock, that stuff's really, really nice. That stuff makes really great soups just like by itself. It's like emergency soup style stuff, but it'll work. And then you just stick whatever you want in and boil it. I mean, you said you just wanted a recipe, you didn't say you wanted a good recipe. Start a medieval cooking channel with lay meme. You realise that would just entail basically a lot of barbecuing and making gravy sauces. And, other than that, all the weird showman-type dishes that they used to make. I mean, I'm totally okay with that. There we go, bouillon cubes. Yes, you can use cubes. I don't. I personally just have the, Wait. This ledge goes round the side. I wonder why. Literally no reason whatsoever. Okay. Yeah, I just have powder bouillon. It's great. You live in Portland, Oregon, #1 soy-consuming city, and most of the men are either gay or feminists. Yeah, that's great and all, but... I mean, go compare it to, like, various Asian countries which consume far more and don't have anywhere near that problem with feminized men or feminism. So, no, soy is totally fine. There is very little evidence suggesting that it has feminizing effects in men, and usually those studies which have found it are massively outweighed by giant meta-analyses of thousands of other studies which show that it has absolutely no effect whatsoever. So the odds are that there are just some people who maybe have a lower tolerance for it, or maybe predisposed to something else. Or it might be something else causing the problem, who knows, they might process it differently from some other people, so it might just be, that they lack any sort of resistance to it, but yeah, there you go, it's no. The idea that this is like everyone that eats it is some sort of giant woman inside or something is absolutely stupid. That's clearly a way down. Ah, Am I going too far down? Probably not. Oh, we are all the way back at the beginning. Yeah, so this way is a quick way down. But it is on the correct side for the secrets. We know that secrets must be up and above us from here. So we're working on the assumption that there's been no bisection in the path here thus far, and as such the odds are that the secrets that we've got, they must be directly in front of us in some way, because there's been no bifurcation of path yet. There was a drain pipe next to it too. That doesn't help. So there was a drain pipe next to... Okay, what? You're gonna have to be a little more specific, because this game has a lot of environments that are very similar. We're on the wrong side of the building this way. Perhaps there's a way around this way. It is kind of frustrating that she can't climb certain things. It's like, look, she should obviously just be able to jump up there and climb up over those rails. It's a little frustrating that she can't handle doing that. Tilda, would I recommend this game? I don't know, I've not got very far in it yet. I don't know if I can, recommend something that I've not really completed yet. I mean, so far it's been quite a nice, relaxing experience, so if you're looking for a relaxing, casual, kind of mazy puzzle experience, then sure. Someone has decided to dox themselves. They live in Las Vegas, Nevada with 5 kids and a 37-year-old agoraphobic wife. Yeah, I'm sure that's narrowed it down a whole lot. Lots of people are going to be able to identify you by those traits in a city with however many hundreds of thousands of people. Someone is looking for food for replacements for dairy in coffee. Soy is disgusting, you can't eat anything nut related, and all rice versions are no-go because low carb. So it can't be dairy, it can't be nut, and all the rice versions are disgusting. You can use coconut milk. Have you considered that? That's a thing. There's milks you can get that are just made out of coconut. It's not like the same as actual coconut milk, so I don't really know what the exact difference is, but you could give that a go if you need something. Other than that, I'm not really sure. I feel like I'm just kind of going around in circles here. There must be a thing that I'm... Ah! There's a drop down there. I don't recall ever going down that. We're back to those seabirds, which are swimming on the side of a building, because hey, why not? Now, I think that's the area we went to in order to get up to here, isn't it? Coconut milk tastes too much like cocoa nut. It's... I don't know, do you have a problem with just anything that's got the word nut in it? God. It's almost like you're allergic to it and are afraid that it's going to kill you or something. And now we're back up here. I just swear that I could have seen when I was lower down. No, there's the break. The break is in that wall there. So that means there must be a way to get onto down there. And I guess I'm just being very blind. Because I can't really angle the camera down to see down there properly. Yeah, I can't angle the camera down to see if there's enough, to see if there's anything going from there. Of course, the other solution to your no dairy in coffee crisis is to simply stop putting milk in your coffee and drink it black. There's no way to go anywhere from there. No way to go anywhere from there. So there must be a way that I am missing here. This, if my sense of orientation is correct, takes us not onto the correct side, but it's on the other side of that building, that far side, so we need something to get us round that way. And there's no way around to it from Nya. So it's on this side, going this way. There's no way to climb up to it here. So let's head down here. And it's there. That's the way up to get both of them. And one of them is on the floor above this, so we need to find a way up onto this floor. We can't just climb these leaves. So let's see if we can locate the way onto it. There's nothing going horizontally from there. It's clear you go from the ledge above us here up onto that other ledge. And if we go up here, there's no way up and over here. And no way to walk along from there. There's no way to drop down onto there from the top that I've seen, because I've walked literally all the way along that front edge. Ah. There is a drain pipe there, that must be our way up. Drain pipe from the start that I didn't see. So perhaps that person in the chat who thinks they saw a drain pipe earlier actually did see a drain pipe earlier, they're not going insane, and that's what we need to use. So get up that ladder, and we're going to work our way backwards and see if that is the case. We must now find our way to the beginning of the game. Let's go. Someone's gonna make French onion soup. Good, you do that. That is a recipe that doesn't require very much stuff. Yeah, I know you kept telling me about the drain pipe, but you weren't very clear about where exactly it was, so it's like... Okay, great, there's a drain pipe. If you don't describe the direction of the pipe, then we can't use the pipe. And let's be honest, in this game, all you're going to be shouting is either flowers, ladder, or pipe. None of which is very helpful, considering every single building contains, or every building we've gone through thus far, seems to contain at least one of each. Usually multiples of it, so... Just saying that, hey, I saw this thing... Not helpful. You gotta be a little more clear in your directions, Broseph. Let's go. But we got there eventually via a process of elimination. No, you're not going down there. Not normally something I say to a woman. You're not going down, but in this instance, very important to point out. You said the place next to that seems like a quick way down. That would have meant that I was looking at this. Was that the drain pipe? Oh, that thing, it's a whale shark. It's not actually a whale. It's a whale shark. That was one, You're calling it now the main character dies because it's an art game, and you wouldn't expect anything else. Okay, this is the quick way down, and that is the drain pipe there. This was the drain pipe you were talking about, not the one from the ground. There we go. And this gives us access to all of these areas that we previously did not have the access to. We did it, chat. Look at this. It's great. I like how I'm still getting told directions even after I've already clearly found the things. Hooray for stream delay chat things. Apparently there is now also drama concerning whether or not I am actually someone called Near Edge. I can neither confirm nor deny the rumours. I have actually been a lot of people over the years on the internet, it seems. And there were many rumours once that abound that I was secretly Mr. Metica, back and doing things with a shitty British accent. There was times where people wondered whether I was Sargon of Akkad shitposting, putting on a fake accent again. No matter what, I have never just been me on the internet. I have always had to be someone else. God damn it, chat. Why won't you just let me be me, chat? Why you gotta do that to me? Why can't I just be myself, chat? Why does everything have to be some grand conspiracy with other people lying to you? Can't I just be me and be honestly me to you, chat? Why is that so difficult for you to accept, chat? Ugh. Cynicism of people on the internet these days. Says the person who is really sinister on the internet. You mean I'm not Mr. Metica? Now, I didn't say that. I didn't say that I'm not any of those people, I just said that those are people that others have accused me of being. So, I mean, there you go, just take that as it is. I just want to be free, chat. I just want to be free. Tealia is actually Dr. Random McCam using an accent. That is very possible. How do we know that I don't turn into Dr. Layman when I feel like watching anime and talking about traps? Because I don't really watch anime and traps are thoroughly degenerate. You've never been seen in a room together, it's true. It is true, I have never been seen in the same room with any of these people. All the questions about my identity and all of that stuff. I'm not entirely sure if I like this line of questioning, chat, given what's going on in other places around the internet at the moment. Someone says as long as I keep making extremely implying videos, reading peer-reviewed articles, I'm completely fine. It is true. I will continue making very implying articles as time, reading implying articles. I need to start watching anime and reading manga. No, I don't. There's some animes I've watched which I've enjoyed, but most of them are just schoolgirls talking in annoying accents and general shit. So, not doing that. Wow, you went on an expedition to find bug spray. How very first world of you. Look, we've got more of these freak people, and we are becoming even more of a freak people. Teal'Deir has never been seen in a room. Maybe he is the room. You're on to something there, chat. You might just be on to something. So the children ran away from their father, who tried to fucking murder them because they stopped him from drinking. I mean, I don't know, to me it seems like the dude did absolutely nothing wrong. I mean, to me this story seems completely reasonable. I mean, you smash a man's liquor and he's gonna fucking murder you. He's gonna stab a bitch. So, I mean, come on. You need to... Oh, only now do you need to clean the wound, after you've bandaged it, and fed him, and watered him, and seen to his general comfort with light and heat. That is when you need to clean the wound. My god, this is just... Priorities. Priorities, woman. I think you really need to get some. But considering I believe we're about halfway through this game, we appear to have done, what was it, half of the... we're about halfway through the story, I think. 24 to 48, yeah, I think, and we've got, what, 5 out of 10 of the things, I think it was, that we've got. I think this might be a time to end this, and we can return to it in the not-too-distant future. YouTube is telling me that it's 2.4 hours that we've been on, so... Well, 2 minutes 4. Let's quickly see if that's actually true. I can make a postcard! What? Okay. You can literally make postcards in this game. Move the camera around to screenshot things. I got an achievement! I just got an achievement for entering a camera mode. Okay, yeah, sure. But I think, all things considered, I might actually just, wind... I have apparently broken the game as well. My mouse is not in the game, and I can't pause the game to get my mouse back into the game. I click back into the window, but then this controller doesn't pick back up. That's really rather quite strange. Well, I guess that is definitely my cue to exit. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to save this game then, but I shall try. If I fail, then we will never come back to this world. But if I succeed, then we will continue somehow. So yeah, thanks chat. I'm gonna go away, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. Apparently I should talk about Blizzard's honey dicking in regards to Overwatch. I don't know what's going on with Overwatch, I don't care about Overwatch, and fuck that. Yeah, if I alt-tab, I will just alt-tab out of the game. There we go. We do have the returned thing. Anyway. But yeah, we need to go and do things, but I'm not doing anything with Overwatch. I fucking hate Overwatch. Babby's first shooter, it's just absolutely nonsense. I don't know how or why that thing has the following that it does, given that it's a really shitty shooter game. Oh, look at us, we've got our hitboxes 3 times the size of the characters, lol 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 lol. Yeah, you literally just did that so that every little 12-year-old who thinks they're hot shit can post headshot montages on YouTube and feel like they're achieving something when they're actually missing their target by about a foot. So yeah, have fun with Babby's first shooter, I guess. Anyway, I'm done. I will see you whenever I return, which will probably be, knowing me and my schedule, 2 or 3 months, something like that. We'll finish this. So yeah, look out for it. See you around, chat.